Hey guys, Jordan here. Today I was at my local Walmart and I decided to take a little stroll through the action figures section, and I found these three guys from the Spider-Man line. They're about in scale with the Marvel Legends figures, maybe a little bit smaller, but just barely. I saw these guys and they looked pretty cool, so I decided to pick them up. They were like 11 bucks each, so it wasn't bad. And so you can see here today I picked up Juggernaut, Iron Spider-Man, and the Lizard. So I thought I'd do a quick review on all three of them. So I'll start off with the Juggernaut here. I'll move these guys out of the way. And you could see when he was standing next to Spider-Man, he's pretty good scale for a Juggernaut. Like right here, you can see Spider-Man next to him. Juggernaut really towers over him. The only thing I wish is that he was a little broader. Like, he's pretty tall, but I feel like he could be thicker. I just remember Juggernaut as being this wide guy who just takes up space, not just height-wise. Like, he definitely towers over people, but he also is, like, 3 people wide, at least. So, I wish they had made him a little bit wider. But still, pretty cool. It's a pretty basic figure here. You can see the colors, really nothing amazing, no shading or anything. It's a little different brown between the boots and the rest of his costume, but it's just the brown, no shading. Then he's got the yellow on his abdomen there, and he's got the wristband and the armband. Wristband's a slightly different color. I do like the texture on the armor. My camera doesn't pick it up that well, but there are some scratches and stuff in it, like looking battle-worn. Mine, actually, I didn't notice this when I picked him up. He was the only Juggernaut in the store, but he has a little molding error here where the veins are popping out. It's just like a little spiky, just kind of worn. And I opened him straight out of the box, so it's not like somebody played with him and did this. This is just a little factory error here. Just how it's a little spiky, but I do like how they sculpted on the veins. There's no difference in skin color, like there's no shading in the skin either. The helmet is pretty cool. You can see the rivets down there, all along there. And the helmet is actually removable, it just pops right off. It has this peg that kind of goes in behind his head to kind of keep it secure. It's not a hole, it just kind of hooks in there. But then he also has his mask on underneath the helmet here. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and articulation, kind of limited. It's a single joint elbows. Like, I prefer double joint, but with these big guys, single joint is fine. His biceps are so big, it doesn't move that much. But the rotation is good. You could rotate the head, but I like it with the helmet on, so he's always going to be looking forward, so you can see his eyes and his mouth. So yeah, overall, you know, pretty good Juggernaut figure. I'm glad to have a Juggernaut in my collection now. So if you're a fan of Juggernaut, I'd say that one is worth picking up, especially like since it's just over $10. Here's the Iron Spider-Man. I do like this figure quite a bit. My favorite thing about him is these extra like legs back here that he has. There's 3 points of articulation on there. Like, you can move it in this ball joint here, and then there are 2 more joints that can move. Here, I'll just take it off. So you can see it moves there as well, and over here. So there's a lot of different poses you can do with these 3 little claw legs back here, which I really like. His paint job is really simple, but I think it looks pretty good. It's just the red and the gold. So you can see, like, there's really nothing else besides the red and the gold, but the gold does pop, so I like that. I just wish there had been a little shading, but again, these are the cheap figures, so there's not really going to be that shading. What I do like is the articulation on this guy is more in line for a Spider-Man. The only part I don't really like is I feel like his head should be able to move further back. Like, that's about as far back as I can get his head. I wish it just moved a little further back, just for posing and stuff, because Spider-Man does all those acrobatic poses. But he's got the ball joint shoulders here, so you can move those all around. Swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbows. He can't turn his wrist, which kind of sucks. I don't like that. But fingers are individually articulated, so that's nice. He's got the ab crunch. Another thing I don't like is he doesn't have the waist articulation, so you can't turn his upper torso and have him face different directions. So that part really bothers me. Like, just for Spider-Man especially. Like, Spider-Man is one of those characters who's super agile and is always jumping around, so I feel like he should definitely have that articulation in there. Yeah, so it really limits the posing he can do. Like, I still think he looks cool, like, standing around, but I wish I could put him into more dynamic poses. Like, if he just had that, like, even just that extra articulation just in the waist here, which is actually pretty standard on most figures, that would make him a lot better. So, if you're into posing your characters a lot, then this really isn't a good figure for that. This is just kind of, if you like Spider-Man, you like the Iron Spider-Man suit, then you should pick this one up. And then the last guy I got is my favorite that I picked up today, and it is the Lizard. He kind of looks more like the Ultimate Lizard, Dr. Connors, but the detail on his sculpt is just really nice. He's got the scaly reptile skin here. The face, I think, looks really good. Like, the paint apps on this guy are much better than on the other two. He actually has shading going from a lighter green to a darker green all over his body. Excuse me. And he also has these stripes on him. And then just the sculpt itself, I really, really like. Like, they just did a great job picking up the lizard scales and everything. Articulation isn't amazing or anything. The head can move around. The way it's shaped, it makes it kind of hard to move, like over on the shoulder here. This ridge on his neck kind of comes down and rubs against that. He's got this brown shirt, like no real shading on the shirt or the pants, but they are textured. So the brown shirt and the gray pants, and the pants have tears in them. Like, again, the sculpt I really like. Like, the tears, you can see his leg coming through, and even there he still has the lizard skin. He comes with this lab coat, just a little cloth, and you can see they made it look all dirty at the edges, which I thought was a nice touch, because Lizard's always going through the sewers and stuff, so his lab coat's torn up and muddy at the bottom where he's walking through. The legs just swivel here, so not much articulation there. Nothing at the knees, the feet don't move. He does have the waist joint, though, so he can turn. So he can look in different directions than Spider-Man can, which is nice. And then his tail also has a couple points of articulation. Right here, you can spin it, and it's got a hinge here so you can move it back and forth. And it has another one here. I don't know if anybody else has this, but mine is very stiff at this back tail joint, and I just don't want to mess with it too much and break it. But still, like, the sculpt and the paint, I really like on this guy. I think this guy's just a really cool looking figure. I really like this Lizard. Definitely my favorite out of the ones I picked up. But for this Spider-Man line, even with the Lizard, like, the Lizard's skin, the paint apps are great. But then, like, on the clothes and stuff, it gets back to just being kind of plain. So yeah, if you're looking for great paint apps, then this Spider-Man line at Walmart is not the best for that. But, you know, they're still pretty cool sculpts. Like, I do like this Juggernaut. They're good if you're interested in the character. Like, if you like these characters and you already collect action figures, then you might be interested in them and knocking them over. But yeah, that's been my review on these three guys. Definitely, I'd really recommend picking up this Lizard character. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and please comment, rate, and subscribe.